You've encountered one of the most annoying problems that you can encounter, which is you don't eat much, but you still can't lose weight. Now, this video, I'm going to reveal something that a lot of coaches gatekeep. So thank me for it. Then at the end, I'm going to list off a few other things kind of off the top of the dome as to why you might not be losing weight, although you're not really eating that much. You've been restricting calories, fasting, doing loads of cardio. The weight has shifted, but you've hit a brick wall. So you have lost a bit of weight. You've been fasting, you've been doing lots of cardio, you've been restricting your calories. Now you're lowering your calories even more, you're doing even more cardio, but for some reason the number on the scale just still won't budge. You're showing up, you're counting your calories, you're going deeper into your deficit, experiencing fatigue due to it, and you're fed up. This is why you truly can't lose fat. This is why you can't lose any more weight. Your metabolism. So, although a calorie deficit and cardio is important, extremely essential, it is the baseline, you've been in a deficit for too long, whether you know it or not. A lot of you guys have not been tracking calories, haven't tracked calories ever, and you've been going months, years, eating hardly anything, and your metabolism is so slow due to that. Or a prolonged deficit that you've been tracking, you've been in a fat loss phase, you're deep in a fat loss phase just now, has caused your metabolism to slow down. Preventing further fat loss. You are in need of a diet break or a reverse diet depending on the stage that you are at. Diet break. So, before you start your deficit, you need to increase food intake. Now, I'm saying diet break, but it's really a preparation phase. So, what I do with my guys, I put them in a prep phase, then a recomp phase, then a reverse phase, then a gaining phase, then a holding phase, and then through that again. So, first of all, you're doing a priming phase. You need to prime your body for this fat loss phase. Now, if you've already done a fat loss phase, hold on a second because I'm going to cover that. So before you start your deficit, you need to increase food intake to signal your metabolism to fire up again because it's too slow. Only way to speed it back up and signal to your body, signal to your metabolism to start burning calories again is to push some more food in. So this allows you to experience more fat loss. Even if you haven't intentionally been in a calorie deficit, you might still have. So regardless, you should always do a preparation phase. Deficit for 6 to 8 weeks calculated equals 1 week of maintenance. So if you've been in a hard deficit for 6 to 8 weeks, typically, now this is sort of like a baseline. Some people can go 9, 10, 11 weeks and they're still experiencing that fat loss, but as soon as it starts to slow down, boom, you put 1 week of maintenance. Now, if you've never tracked calories ever, I would even push it sometimes to 2 weeks of maintenance because your metabolism might be very slow. Now, I can't read the very beginning of this. Something to do with, so if you're at the end of a fat loss phase, prolonged period of calorie deficit, do a reverse diet. That's what it's saying. Yeah, so do a reverse diet because when you're, hold on, let me see if this slide actually covers anything to do with the reverse diet. I don't actually know what I've done here. Right, so it's ended. So when you are at the end of your calorie deficit, now I apologise for this black screen. If you're at the end of your calorie deficit, at the end of your fat loss phase, and you have lost a significant amount of weight, and then you're finished, you've stopped. In fact, let me see if I can go back because I really don't like that black screen. So when you're at the end of your deficit, end of the fat loss phase, you need to reverse back up. You can't just go straight from like 1700 calories in a deficit to like 2300 maintenance straight away, because you're going to gain fat. You're going to experience rapid fat gain. So what you need to do is week by week gradually increase the calories by a specific amount. Now, of course, I can't tell you the specific amount because I'm not looking at your calories just now. I don't know how deep you are in your fat loss phase, but keep that in mind. So, on top of that, right, a lot of you that you're tracking your calories and you're still not losing weight, you're up in the cardio, you're still not losing weight, is one, you're not tracking your snacks. Two, you're not tracking accurately. And three, you're not tracking condiments. So, first of all, some of you don't track little bites, little nibbles here and there. These add up. Second of all, some of you don't track. Some of you don't track accurately. So you might pop in the dry weight of rice, and you've weighed your rice once it's been cooked. That's different. Same with potatoes. You might just be eyeballing stuff, which can make the difference of 2, 3, 400 calories. You might not be actually using the right measurements. So if you're having like a tablespoon of peanut butter, a tablespoon of peanut butter means flat, like completely flat. Now, if that is over, that's gonna double the calories. That's gonna give you 200-300 extra calories. If you're just peanut butter and toast, and you're putting lots of peanut butter, guess what? That is going to be very, very, very calorie dense. Some of you aren't weighing your stuff. You need to be weighing your food. You need to have a food scale. You need to be weighing your food. That is absolutely non-negotiable. Now, moving on to condiments, right? Tablespoon of olive oil is 130 calories on average. A little bit of butter, like a tablespoon of butter, is 80 to 100 calories. Sauces, mayonnaise, a bottle of mayonnaise is like 1,000 to 2,000 calories, I believe. Last time I checked, personally, I don't use sauces, but from when I used to use sauces and stuff, whew, they're calorie dense. And yeah, sauces, oils, these are very, very calorie dense. And now, you think about this, if you're using a teaspoon of olive oil for 3 meals and you're not tracking that olive oil, that's an extra nearly 400 calories. That is crazy. That is literally keeping you from being in a deficit. So you think about it that way. Now, it's crazy though, because if you compared it to like a full bag of spinach, which would take you so much longer to have, it would fill you up so much more, and it wouldn't even be half the calories. That's the way that it works. So, if you're hungry, don't be loading lots of olive oil and butter in. Have a big bag of spinach. Anyways, that's a bit off track. These are the things that are stopping you from seeing more fat loss. So if you implement these, you're going to be able to go back into a fat loss phase, or you're going to be able to start your fat loss phase and actually see results. Now, if you want to know how we do it inside of 2.0 coaching, DM me 2.0 on WhatsApp 07835261491, and we can remove the guesswork, put you through the necessary phases, and really get to the bottom of why you're not losing weight. Have a good rest of your day, guys. Hope this helped you, and God bless you all.